I like to share two progressions in the key of C major that we can use as turnarounds to get us back to the beginning of a progression that we may be playing within a song. Now, the first step I want you guys to do is memorize this melodic line that we'll be using for these two progressions. Starting on the 3, 3, 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very simple, and this melody will be used in conjunction with different chords that will build the harmony for the progressions. Okay, so let's use the song Goodness of God as an example. When you look at the chorus, we see that it ends on a 1, right? We start off from the section that goes, with every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. It ends on a 1, and then the following verse also begins on a 1. I love your voice. Right, so there's that space between the end, the ending 1, and then the beginning 1 for the next verse. And we can fill this space using a turnaround progression. And I'll show you an example of the first progression and then explain what are the chords that we're using. So we did, with every breath that I am in, oh, I will sing the goodness of God. I love your voice. Right, so that combination of chords or that progression was built from that melody that we learned in the beginning of this video. Now, what are the chords that we're playing here, right? We start on the 1. We can actually think of this progression in two ways, right? We can think about it as a 1, 7, 2, 5 that leads us back to the 1. Or we can think about it as a 1, a flat 3, a 2, a 5, and that leads us back to the 1. Now the chords that we play, right? We start on the 1, and we're maintaining that melody from the beginning up here. Right? We play that 5 up here in the melody. Next chord, like I said, is a 7 or a flat 3, right? It would be this chord right here, an E flat diminished 7th, where we're adding the sharp 5. It's just an E flat diminished 7, and an easy way of forming this chord is we start on the E flat and simply go up by 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3, and we continue that same pattern. And we're just adding that flat 5 up here. But like I said, we can consider it a flat 3 or a 7. In this case, a B7 flat 9. And all we're doing is omitting that root or that bass note. So that's that second chord. So we have, and I really like the sound when we do sort of glissando or this rolling, whatever you want to call it. Right, we play the melody. Next chord is a 2 chord, in this case a D minor 11, and very easily we can form this chord by playing a D minor in the left hand and a C major in the right hand. So if you think about it, we're just going 2 half steps or a whole step left from D and forming a major triad on that note. So C, bring it up here, form a major triad, and the left hand would just play the minor triad. We get that D minor 11. So we have play the melody, next chord, say G13, sus. Now this chord, there's multiple ways of thinking about it. The way I like to think about it is I'm playing G and it's 5th. Then I go down 2 half steps, right? F from G, and I'm playing a major 7 chord. And I get this chord right here. can also think about it as a D minor 9 over a G. So far we have then we resolve, right? We can resolve that 13 sus to a 9 sus 4 or even a G9, right? Something like that, and then we're back to the 1. So that's how that would work when we're ending on the 1 and starting on the 1. So we did every breath that I am able, oh I will, all the goodness of God, I love your voice, and we continue the song from there. Right, so the next progression that I want to share is very similar to this one, except that it's more in the cases where we're ending a song, right? For example, in this same song, it ends on the chorus. It would be, I will sing of the goodness of God, right? Most of the times in churches, we repeat the end verse to give emphasis to those lyrics or give emphasis to that verse. And most of the time we do this progression, right? We do a 4 to the 5 and to the 6. Oh, I will sing of the goodness. Sometimes we include a passing chord to that 6. Oh, I will sing. Sometimes we even substitute the 4 for a 2. The goodness of God. But the progression that I want to share will help us get from the 6 back to the 4. Of the goodness of God. And it sounds something like this. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing. Once again. Now you can notice we're using the same melody, but this time we're playing different chords. We're forming a different harmony that accommodates to this specific progression, okay? So again, the bridge is from the 6 to the 4. And the way we did this was we ended on the 6. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. So this is the first chord, an A minor 7. In this case, I'm omitting. You can either omit it or play it the C, right? So we play that melody. Next chord would be a 7 once again, but this 7 is going to be formed as a B7 sharp 9 sharp 5. And a simple way of thinking about this chord, or a method to form it, is we're playing a B, we're playing the 3rd and the dominant 7th, so that gives us that B7, and the right hand is going to play a major triad that is a sharp 5th away, or a minor 6th away from B, which is G. So we play a G major, and we play it in this inversion because of the melody, right? In this case, the melody is on B, right? We're playing right here. So that's the second chord. We play that melody note, and we go to the 3. And this 3 we're playing as an E minor 11. All right, this is simply just a G major. We add the 2nd just to add more color or more extensions to that chord over a E. And that gives us E minor 11. I like filling up the chord by playing the 5th and the minor 7th. We play the melody note to the 6. A minor 9 in this case. So far we have back to the 6, and then we end on the beginning of that progression, which was on the 4, right? And F major add 2 in this case. So all together. Now there's a variation that we can do, which includes substituting the 3 and the 6, or changing the extensions for the 3 and the 6, and it would sound like this. And instead of landing on the 4, we land on the 2. So what we did here, same chords. Now for the 3, we're playing an E half diminished, or an E minor 7 flat 5. And all this really is an E as the bass, and then we play a minor third up, which is G, and we form a minor triad, so G minor. That gives us that chord right there. And we play it in this inversion. We add the G up here for the melody that we learned in the beginning. Next chord, the 6, instead of playing an A minor 9, we'll voice it as an A7 flat 9. And all this really is an A with the minor 7th. And from the minor 7th, we just go up by 3 half steps and we continue the pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. In this case, E is the melody that we learned. And then we end on the 2, which is a D minor 11. Same formula or same progression that we used before to form it. Right? An F major add 2 over a D. And we just fill up the chord with the 5th or even the 9th. Okay, so all together. So if we play the song, let's do the beginning, the first progression. I love you. And we're back to the 1.